Thanks for stopping by. I'd like to preface this video by saying it is not a knitting tutorial, but a means to have something playing in the background while you work on your own project. If you're like me and really enjoy videos while you work, sometimes you find that the content you like to watch is very visually engaging and you're several hours in and haven't gotten nearly as far along in your project as you would have liked to. So that is where I come in. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. We are, as you guessed it, continuing to work on the Jolie Mimi Cardigan. This one is knit flat. It's by Wool and the Gang. We are using their shiny happy cotton, and it is a kit that is provided on the website. So click the link below if you would also like to pick it up yourself if you have not already done so. And of course it is not affiliated or sponsored. I just like to provide you guys with access to what I'm working on if it's something that is of interest to you as well. So we are working on the second of the front panel. There are two panels in the front, one big one in the back, and then one panel for each sleeve, and they're all seamed together. So if seaming is not your thing, I strongly advise that you find another pattern. Or if you're really nifty and you can figure out how to knit this in one piece, please let me know, because if I were to do this again, I would want it to be all in one piece and not seamed together. Though I know some of you don't mind seaming, but if you are new here, you'll see several of my videos where I mention how much I despise having to attach things together, and it's just not the fun part of any knitting process for me. So we'll do a few rows of this one, and I do want to ask you guys how you're doing today. It's a Thursday evening. I just took a peek at the time and it's about 5 o'clock. So it's almost time for me to start getting my evening ready, like washing some dishes, getting dinner going, and perhaps even doing some laundry. It rained really heavily this morning and I haven't yet checked my basement yet to see if it flooded or not, because that's really common where I live, that the basements flood if there was any rain. So I have a feeling that I might not be able to do laundry tonight. And it's supposed to rain some more later this week too, so it might be next week that I continue on with that. And it's not so much that I can't go down there, it's just I don't want to walk around in water and risk perhaps dropping something clean on the ground and it getting wet again and having to wash it again. So I usually just avoid the basement when I know there's been some heavy rain. And it's so funny because it actually woke me up this morning. I don't know what time it was when I was startled awake, but it was this really big kaboom noise, and it was not dark, but the sun was definitely coming up, or there was just so many clouds that were dark and heavy in the sky that it looked like it was still really early in the morning. But it was funny because I had this dream that there was a bug crawling on my wall, and I wasn't even in this house. I was in my parents' house in their guest room, and there was a bug crawling on the wall in my dream, and I went to, because it was big, I went to kind of squish it, but it grew and then it flew into my hair, and I thought I could feel it crawling around in my hair, and it was like a really big tan flying ant. And I think it was somewhere like in my head, thinking it was a cross between an ant and a really, really big hornet. or wasp that has been invading the United States as of late. That's an invasive species and has been known to destroy honeybee populations. So I think of some of like reading about that and then going to sleep thinking about bugs for some reason. I don't know. And so in my dream, I was thinking it was a dream. And then in my dream, I woke up and it wasn't a dream. It was like really, I was in my room here because I had fallen asleep here last night and saw a bug crawling on the wall. And then I woke up again and realized, no, that was a dream too. So it was like two dreams. It's so weird. Has that happened to you before where you had like a dream within a dream? Every now and then it happens and it really trips me out because it's like it felt so real, and then I realized like no, that was also a dream and I'm back at home and I'm safe and nothing happened. But there have been so many like that where I've had a dream and something like really bad happened, like to the point where I would be in so much trouble if it really happened, or it would be a really big deal if it was real life, and then I wake up and I'm like, no, it can't happen. This can't be real. Like in my dream, I'm trying to rationalize what happened and that it's not really happening, and it's strange. I don't like it. The human brain needs to chill out. Because I can't handle it sometimes. And it happens sometimes even so if I think about something weird before I go to bed. So I probably have to just spend a good, I don't know. Is there any way to like brain dump before I go to sleep so that anything that had occurred that day isn't gonna mess me up in my sleep? Because it's like, who wants to go to sleep and want to have a good sleep and then end up having like a horrible dream or encounter when you're supposed to be resting from the day? Like, you think your brain would want to give you a break at least, but no, constant, never ending. But I tell you what is fun is watching my cats sleep. When they get into REM and they start twitching and their eyelid, like their third eyelid, just starts going all weird, where it's like they look like they're looking at you, but they're still very much unconscious. It's like, what are they dreaming about? I wish I knew what my cat was dreaming about, because then, you know, their nose twitches and their whiskers go and their eyes like roll in the back of their head, and then their paws are all like doo-doo-doo, and their tail's twitching and everything. I'm like, what is happening? It's really weird when they do it, if they're napping on you. Like, usually Koji's the culprit. He from when he was a younger kitten, he'd fall asleep on me and he'd go into REM, and it was just like this fascinating thing. Because my cat who passed away, Kokuo, he'd go into REM, but he would never fall asleep on me. He would hardly ever really sit on me on purpose. Like, sometimes he would, but he wouldn't nap on me like Koji does. And Kabu does it too, but she seldom is like relaxed enough where she'll actually go to sleep on me that deeply. She'll take a nap. She hardly goes into REM. But Koji will go into REM real fast. So it's always funny when he's doing it. So I don't know. There was this one, it reminds me, there was this video. It's older, but I would have to look for it. But there was this video of this dog that would have sleep terrors almost, and he had to have like a helmet on because he would wake up and he'd start running and would like bang into stuff. And it was like really sad, because it's like, what could you be dreaming about where you're an animal and he never had anything. Well, I assume, I don't know if he came from a shelter, if he had a background with any kind of abuse or anything, but, you know, what could be going through their head where they're that upset that they'd wake up and have like these night terrors almost as an animal with no threats, because they never lived in the wild where they would have had to have, you know, fought or anything. But let me know if your animals do sleep walk or sleep wake up in terror, or have like really weird REM cycles where they're either like talking in their sleep or look like they're awake but their eyes are very much not engaged with anything. It'd be interesting to hear about other people's pets and what their deep sleep moments are like. Sometimes Koji's actually woken up like meowing before. It's been kind of weird that happens too sometimes. Though it's been a long time since it has occurred where I've noticed it. But I do like when they're just twitchy. Sometimes I just sleep and I can wake myself up because I said something. I'd be like, "Mah," or like I'd moan or something, and I'd be like, what was I doing that for? Like, I'd wake up and I had made a noise and I didn't even know why, but I woke myself up with the noise. Or I feel like I'm falling and I like jerk myself awake and nothing even happened. Like, I wasn't falling in my dream, but I just like had this jolt. I was like, whoa, strange. But yeah, those sleep talkers are... I remember I used to share a room with my brother for a little while before we moved into the home that we lived in before we each moved out, respectively, at the times we would move out. And there was this one night when my brother, he slept on the top bunk, which I wanted to sleep on the top bunk. And this one night he was like sleep talking. Like, he said my name and he said, stop it. And I'm like, oh no, you're not about to get me in trouble. So I was just like waiting to see if anyone would come in the room to be like, what is going on in there? What are you doing? And I was really worried because I'm like, I so didn't do anything to him. Why is he saying my name and telling me to knock it off? Because I am not near him. So thankfully nobody came in. I don't think anyone heard him, but I was pretty scared. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to defend myself against something I didn't even do. But thankfully, yeah. Do you know of any sleepwalkers or sleep talkers? And have you like tried to have a conversation with them, or thought that they were awake and then realized they were just not with it? Let me know in the comments. So here we are. Still not much, but it's something. We're making progress in this one. Hopefully by summer it'll be done. But we'll see. So thanks so much for stopping by, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.